Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, kids, let's get started with our today's class. Okay, so please raise your hands so that you can all recite the verse, and then we can get started. Okay, Param, go ahead here.
Okay, Mataji. Vidyate hridaya shidyante sarva samsaya shiyante kasya karmane ishta eva atmanishvare.
Abhignya?
Vidyate hridaya shidyante sarva samsaya shiyante chasya karmane ishta eva atmanishvare. Thank you, Mataji.
1 minute. Okay, now we have Abhinav.
Vidyate hridayagrantischidhyante sarva samsaya kshiyante kasya karmani drishta evatmanishvare.
Kabir.
Vidyate hridayagrantischidhyante sarva samsaya kshiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishvare.
Okay, I have to leave. You can play this tomorrow.
Hare Krishna. I think that's pretty. Rai Prahlad. Go ahead.
Yeah, but he ends school early.
Mataji, Vidyate hridayagrantischidhyante sarva samsaya kshiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishvare.
I think somehow sorry, Mataji, something I pressed and I don't know what I did.
No problem. I will give.
Samskriti?
I will take the post.
Vidyate hridayagrantischidhyante sarva samsaya shiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishvare.
Okay. Good job. Rai Prahlad, you can also put your hand down, dear.
Remember, I have 20.
Okay. Anybody else? Balavrinda, you want to say this verse? She's not here, it looks like.
No, Mataji, she is there.
She is? Okay. Go ahead. Balavrinda.
22.
Vidyante hridayagrantischidhyante sarva samsaya chasyante chasya karma shiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishvare.
Thank you, kids. Thank you, Balavrinda. All right. So let's get started with our verse today. So it is the 19th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, canto number 3. Okay. So let's see what this chapter is about, and then I'll get into the purports for today. Okay. All right. Let's get started. It's an interesting chapter. So let's see. Now, this the story goes like this. Okay. Lord Brahma had appealed to the Lord to end the fight and vanquish the demon Hiranyaksha before the impending dark hour dawned. Lord Varaha glanced lovingly at Brahma and laughed heartily, acknowledging his sincere prayer. So Lord Brahma, what did he say? He wants to end the war. Okay, he wants Lord to end the war. And again, Lord Varaha just smiled at Brahmaji, and Lord is acknowledging his sincere prayer. The Lord then turned towards Hiranyaksha with his narrowed eyes. He sprung at the demon, aiming his mace at demon's chin. Hiranyaksha struck the oncoming mace with his own, sending the Lord's mace whirling in the sky. The fighting stopped. The sight was not to be missed. All looked upon this in awe and reverence. How could a whirling mace that had just left the hands of the combatant be so captivating? It was incomprehensible, but it was. This was Hiranyaksha's opportunity. At this moment, the enemy had no weapon. Hiranyaksha could end the fight. He could strike the unarmed foe and win the battle, but he stepped back. He placed his mace on the shoulder and smiled haughtily, waiting for Lord Varaha to ready himself again. What was Hiranyaksha doing? He was abiding by the laws of combat not to strike an unarmed opponent. The demon, who followed no laws but his own, but his own, was deciding now to follow a rule, a pretender of righteousness. What was he trying to achieve by doing this? Invoke anger in his opponent? If so, it was working. So now you can understand, right? Now the Lord had no weapon, okay? And see, the fighting stopped for a minute because of that. And Hiranyaksha, he could have easily won the Lord because he didn't have a weapon. You're able to view the scenario because there was no weapon with the Lord. But now Hiranyaksha, what did he do? He waited for the Lord to get back to his weapon because he wanted to abide by the law of combat. So see, even though in reality the demon followed no rules and regulations, but here in this case he wanted to anger his opponent, and thereby see the enemy will feel, oh, this guy is giving me the opportunity to pick up an armed weapon and then fight with him. So he'll feel so bad, isn't it, to himself. So that is what his anger was provoked because of him doing. I mean, he wished the anger of the opponent be provoked. As the Lord's whirling mace fell to the ground, the demigods and rishis cried in alarm. Seeing their anxiety, Varaha invoked his spinning disc with razor-sharp edges, his Sudarshan Sakra. Suddenly their solemn cries turned to startled muttering. They had just realized that Varaha was none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Victory to you, O Lord, they all hailed. Please don't play with this demon anymore. Finish him off. Hiranyaksha hissed in contempt. He leapt into the air, mace overhead, roaring, "You're slain!" The Lord chuckled as he lifted his left foot and playfully knocked the mace from the demon's grasp. It thudded clumsily to the ground. "Pick up your weapon and try again." The Lord taunted him with a smile. "I'll wait." Hiranyaksha growled as he picked up the mace, keeping his eyes locked on the Lord. He roared and hurled the mace one more time at Varaha. Standing rooted at the ground, the Lord caught the mace with a graceful ease. Hiranyaksha's jaw dropped. Never before he had seen such an opponent. "I think you dropped this," said Varaha, again smiling and offering the mace back to the demon. Hiranyaksha now, how did he feel? He felt humiliated, right? Because again and again, the Lord is giving him a chance. He feels he's the greatest warrior. And now the chances are that he's proven again and again that there is somebody else more superior than him. And it is the Lord. Hiranyaksha was terribly humiliated. There was no way he was going to accept his weapon back from his enemy. See, the first time what happened, Lord actually lost his weapon. And Hiranyaksha provided an opportunity for Lord to accept the weapon that is given by him. And in that, he wanted to increase Lord's angry behavior. I mean, he wanted Lord to be angry towards his opponent, that is him. And now we have seen many times, 2 or 3 times, that Lord is now giving the opportunity for Hiranyaksha to go and pick up and then come and fight. Now he was hesitant. He was humiliated completely. He was hesitant to even accept this weapon back from his enemy. Scolding, he invoked his flaming trident instead. Without a second thought, he desperately hurled the fiery trident towards the Lord. Within moments, the Lord's disc sliced the trident into pieces. So let's understand from the purport what Srila Prabhupada is trying to say, okay? So far you're able to understand, right? Without a second thought, he desperately hurled the fiery trident towards the Lord. Within moments, the Lord's disc sliced the trident. He was as an opponent, he was, invoking the trident, but the trident was smashed into pieces by the Lord's disc. Lord is using what? Sudarshana disc here. Okay, kids. So this is what we have seen so far in terms of the story. Now we will understand the deeper meaning of what Srila Prabhupada is talking through his purport. All right, are you all able to see my screen, kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, 1 minute. Just from beginning, I'll put. Okay, let's start with this purport. Sri Maitreya said, after hearing the words of Brahma, the creator, which were free from all sinful purposes and as sweet as nectar, the Lord heartily laughed and accepted his prayer with a glance laden with love. What is Brahmaji's prayer? Brahmaji's prayer is, please finish this demon before the impending dawn hour arrived. So please don't play with him anymore. Finish him off. As before the dawn arrived, just finish him off. Like that. This was his prayer. Now, if you look at the prayers of the demigods, Srila Prabhupada is saying they are free from all sinful purposes. But the prayers of the demons, they are filled with sinful purposes. The demon Hiranyaksha became powerful by deriving a boon from whom? Brahma. And after attaining that boon, he created a disturbance because of his sinful intentions. So whenever a demon is granted boon, he is obviously going to create havoc. And this is all arising from his sinful intentions. The prayers of Brahma and other demigods are not to be compared with the prayers of the demons. Their purpose is to please the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the Lord smiled and accepted the prayers to kill the demon. The demons, who never interested in praising the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they have no information of him, go to the demigods, and in the Bhagavad Gita, this is condemned. Right? We are not supposed to go to the demigods and ask for any kind of favor, isn't it? This is what is condemned in Bhagavad Gita. Now, any time whenever there is a prayer, we go directly to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And of course, with the demons, their personality is such that they don't have any interest to praise the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or they know about even the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there is no chance they will go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Krishna. In this case, they don't even know. Varaha doesn't even know about Krishna being the Supreme Lord, right? So the persons who go to demigods and pray for advancement in sinful activities are considered to be bereft of intelligence, right? If you're going to go and ask, oh, let me try to loot this particular bank so that I can get $100,000 from this bank. Krishna, please help me, or demigods, please help me. If this is the prayer to the demigods, then that person is bereft of any kind of intelligence. Demons have lost all the intelligence because they don't know what is actually their self-interest. Even if they have information of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they decline to approach him because it is not possible for them to get the desired boons from the Supreme Lord because the purposes are always sinful. It is said that dacoits in Bengal used to worship goddess Kali for the fulfillment of sinful desires to plunder others' property, but they never went to Vishnu temple because they might have been unsuccessful in praying to Vishnu. Therefore, the prayers to demigods or the devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are always untinged by sinful purposes. So what are we seeing? So what are we seeing here? We are seeing about the prayers of the devotees, and we are comparing to the prayers of the demons. When you look at the demons, what are they asking for? They are asking for they are having sinful inclinations because of which they are asking demigods for some sinful interest that they want it to be fulfilled. So here, Brahmaji, he gave the boon to Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyaksha is now abusing the boon that is given to him by Brahmaji. And Brahmaji himself comes to the Lord and says, oh, please finish him off before dawn. So don't play with him, just finish him off. Now, if you are looking at the intelligence of Hiranyakashipu, he is asking for some kind of a boon which is sinful, that too from demigod. And we know from Bhagavad Gita, we are not supposed to go to demigod and ask favors. On top of it, this kind of prayer that Hiranyakashipu wants is very sinful, right? The boon that he asked for is going to be used for sinful purposes. And when Prabhupada talks about comparison of prayers, demigods, they have intelligence. Devotees, they have intelligence. That's why they go to Krishna and ask for the fulfillment of their spiritual desires. But when you look at demons, they want to go to demigods. And especially in Bengal, it is mentioned that Kali is the one who fulfills the sinful desires of people. And the people went there so that their desires, sinful desires to loot others' property and things like that sort of gets fulfilled. So we need to understand that the prayers of the demigods who are pure devotees or devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are always untinged by sinful purposes. So in demigods also, sometimes there could be pure devotees, isn't it? So if they are pure, if they don't have any kind of, without jnana or karma, if they are unmixed, then that is a pure devotee. He is the pure devotee, always in the smaran of the Lord. That kind of a devotee, his prayers are always untinged. They don't are untinged by sinful desires. They don't ask, oh, I want Lord to fulfill this desire so that I can be successful, I can get name, money, fame, and everything. No, they don't go for that kind of prayers. All right. Demons, they don't have intelligence. They don't know, first of all, about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even if they know, they decline his existence. And it's not possible for, they know, oh, if I go to Vishnu, Vishnu is not going to grant me. So that's why I'm going to a demigod. And then they get the desires fulfilled through that way. Okay, kids. So this is the first purport by Srila Prabhupada. Second verse, it's saying, the Lord who had appeared from the nostril of Brahma sprang and aimed his mace at the chin of his enemy, the Hiranyaksha demon, who was stalking fearlessly before him. So this is what he did. He aimed at his mace. Then, struck by demon's mace, however, the Lord's mace slipped from his hand and looked splendid, as if it fell down whirling. This was miraculous, for the mace was blazing wonderfully. So because the Lord's mace slipped from his hand, stuck by the demon's mace, and because of this, what happened? With this scene, everyone was like, oh, they were wonderfully watching the scene. How can this be possible like that? How can this happen to the Lord like that? Even though the demon had an excellent opportunity to strike his unarmed foe without obstruction, he respected the law of single combat, thereby kindling the fury of the Supreme Lord. Even though he had an opportunity to obstruct, he respected, oh, there is a rule. I need to give the enemy another chance for him to get a weapon and then only fight with him. So this was the rule that he wanted to follow through, and he followed through the rule. As the Lord's mace fell to the ground and a cry of alarm arose from the witnessing crowd of the gods and rishis, the personality of Godhead acknowledged the demon's law of righteousness and therefore invoked his Sudarshana disc. So this is what he did, dear kids. So when you look at the Lord made use of this opportunity. Okay, appreciated. Oh, this guy is righteous and he wants to follow righteous principles. And that's why he's given me an opportunity to take the weapon on my end. So like that he thought, and then he invoked his what? Sudarshana Chakra. So this is what he did so far. So this is the story we have seen in terms of how Hiranyaksha was trying to, because of his Hiranyaksha's mace, what happened? The Lord's mace fell down, and this was a great scene for all of them. All of them were astonished to see this. After that, did Hiranyaksha fight with the Lord? I mean, did Hiranyaksha make use of this opportunity and defeat the Lord? No, he followed the principle of righteousness and gave an opportunity for Lord to make use of his weapon, and then only he happened to fight. Again, this was to provoke anger in the Lord. Okay, so that's so far what we have seen, dear kids. Any questions so far? Any questions anybody has? No? All right. So if you don't have any questions, then what we can do is we can probably get started. We can probably get started with moral stories. Okay. Let me just open up a moral story for you, and then we can get started discussing the moral stories. Okay, kids?
Okay.
Yes, 1 minute, kids. Let's get started, and just give me a minute here. Okay, here is the story, which is Count the Stars. Okay, let's get started. Gopal cracked several jokes, but the king remained quiet. He did not react to the jokes at all. Is there any reason that you're not listening to my jokes? Like that, he asked. Don't disturb me, Gopal. I'm not in any mood to listen to your jokes. What are you talking about? I'm not at all in any mood to listen to your jokes. Gopal realized there must be something wrong. Looks like it is the crazy Nawab again. What that Nawab has done this time? The Nawab thinks I'm a magician. He has given me a new task of counting the number of stars in the sky. How on earth can anyone count the stars? Do you think it is possible? Oh, is this a problem? Leave it to me, your majesty. If I can measure the earth, I can count the stars too. Just arrange a flock of sheep for me, your majesty. Don't know what this Gopal is thinking, isn't it? I mean, how is he going to count the stars? He's just asking for a flock of sheep. Let's understand further and see what does this mean. A flock of sheep? What has the flock of sheep got to do with the stars? Please have faith in me. I will surely convince the Nawab. Then Gopal took the sheep to Mushiradabad and waited outside the mosque. Okay, so he took them outside and he waited. When Gopal saw that Nawab was coming towards him, he started counting. 4,655, 4,656. What is this fellow up to? 4,657, 4,658, like that he started to count. Oh no, I have to start it all over again. Start what all over again? Counting the hairs on the flock of sheep, your excellency. Are you crazy? What a foolish thing you're trying to attempt. Isn't it less foolish than counting the stars, your excellency? Then the Nawab realized his foolishness. Gopal, you're a genius. Now you can go. I'll talk with your king. Okay, thank you, your excellency. Humans should use their intelligence in serving Krishna, who's created billions of universes, rather than wasting our lives in trivial things such as counting stars or trying to determine what those stars are made of. So a very important realization which is being talked about in the story is, what we should be doing, right? We have such a, today's Ekadesi, I know all of you kids, oh my God, you're all so sincere. You're not going outside to play or anything, but then coming and attending Srimad Bhagavatam classes. So I can't even talk about wasting time with you kids, since you're all so cute and so good. But there are people who are wasting their time not knowing who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is. So this instruction is for them and me, for us to not waste time and be engaged in Krishna consciousness. So this is the message. And if you look at Gopal, Gopal is very confident in what he's doing, isn't it? Kahoot for what? Kahoot. I didn't understand, Param. For what you want to do Kahoot? What is there to do Kahoot on?
There's Krishna things on Kahoot. Krishna questions.
Mataji Damodar Lila.
Oh, really? In Kahoot, there is Damodar Lila?
Kahoot, there's everything. I've seen people do Krishna quizzes.
But we have to populate the quizzes, isn't it?
What, Mataji?
We have to populate the quiz, isn't it?
Mataji, maybe our quizzes are our already we made, right? Maybe they are public.
Mataji,
Uh-huh.
my dad made a lot of Kahoot quizzes.
Oh,
And
your
he
dad
said-
has not.
Yeah, he said we could use them.
Okay, but how I can use them now? I don't mind doing Kahoot, but I was not prepared for this Kahoot thing. I mean, in the sense, Mataji, do you think we should do Kahoot?
Mataji, I don't know if you are okay, we can do, because kids are asking. Yeah, if it is already their old ones is there, we can do that.
Oh, okay, but so right now, I think I don't have the username and password. Let me check.
And Chas.
I think I need username and password, Mataji.
That's fine, Mataji. Maybe for next time, we will have one time we can have quiz for Baba.
Yeah. All right. So kids, is it okay? Next week we can do? Are you okay, Param? I'm sorry to disappoint you, dear.
It's okay.
Yes, Mataji, it's okay.
All right.
In the chat, I was the one, not Param.
Oh, sorry. You you guys are all having a lot of, so many powerful performance, academically advanced, artistic, abhigna, so many adjectives before your name. I'm not able to understand who that is. Okay, great. Kabir, can we do it next week then? Next week or whenever we have probably.
Mataji, do you have time to do moral story?
Yeah, we'll do moral stories.
You said we
Mataji,
Uh,
my name is Powerful Performance, Perfect Mridanga Player Param.
oh, you're a mridangam player.
Mataji, at my end of my name, it starts with M. So M stands for Mridanga.
So sweet, so
My
sweet.
name starts with K, so it's kind, and then the next letter is A, so it's amazing. The next letter is B, so it's brave. Then the next letter is I, so it's intelligent, and the next letter is R, so it's respectful.
Sudevi, what are you doing? Seriously reading something? I see you are serious.
Mataji, I
Sudevi,
think she is typing.
oh, she is. But why she's not talking? She can talk to me directly. What did you do for Ekadasi?
Right now, I'm eating peanuts. I can't eat anything else.
Right now, I'm eating Ekadashi chips.
Chips? Wonderful.
Right now I'm eating grapes.
Grapes?
I'm
Only
eating
peanuts,
peanuts.
Param? What is that? You don't eat any quinoa or anything? Or you do?
Mataji, for lunch I ate quinoa and fruit.
Okay. Abhigna wants to share something.
Khichdi and cucumber and orange. And chips.
And chips.
Mataji, I'm eating atta halwa and kheer.
Okay, good.
Mataji,
Yes. We can right. Oh, wow, yeah, Kabir, go ahead and then we'll start. Yeah.
fasting, I actually did not eat anything.
Today?
No, not today. Once when I was fasting, I did not eat anything. I just drank water.
Whole day?
Yeah.
My God, you are great, Kabir. You are great.
One day I didn't even drink water the whole day.
Mataji, one day in the car when I was like 3 times in the car, I was chanting 60 rounds.
So sweet, Palavrinda. I hope, I really hope you're able to continue that spirit.
Yeah, Mataji, I have to do, like in the morning I have to do homework, and also when I come back I have to do homework, so I'm not having time for that. I'm only having time for 4 hours.
Oh, okay. So you are actually feeling bad. That itself is enough, dear.
So I'm doing chapters, and I'm doing chapters in the morning, and I'm also doing slokas before I go. And then once I come back, I'm doing math, reading, and then I'm writing, and then and then I'm gonna eat dinner, and then I'm gonna go sleep. So that's what I'm.
Yes, beautiful. Dear.
Balavinda, do you have so much homework? Like
Rishya,
Yeah, I never
Rishya,
go out.
what?
Sometimes I go outside to play, but sometimes I don't. Only on the weekend, I don't have to do a lot of homework. So much homework? I have
Hari. Let's
And
see.
you're
Rai
in
Prasad
second
wants
grade?
to continue the story.
Yeah.
Yes, we will continue moral
Yeah.
story.
Yes. Let's continue.
Mataji, unmute Mataji, moral story.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Let me just share. Gopal jokes with the king. Since everyone had to treat the king respectfully, there would be one person allowed to spoof with the king. The king would also be able to joke with him, because if the king were to do that with his prime minister, the prime minister's prestige would be reduced. So the king Krishna Chandra was always engaged in battle of wits with his joker Gopala. One time, Gopala walked into king's court and The king said, Gopala, you are an ass. My lord, I'm not an ass. There is a difference between me and an ass. Then Gopala measured out the difference between himself and the king and said, 6 feet. There is a quote. With beyond measure is man's greatest treasure, which means having the ability to immediately respond cleverly has much more value than anything else. We must adapt this quality, since what is a man's greatest treasure, not money. Here Gopal leaves the king, who's known to have everything, surprised by his witty answer. What did you all learn, kids? I want you to understand the story. Okay. Now, can you tell what you all understood? Raise your hands and then we will open up the forum for what did you understand from the story? Okay. Yes, it is King Kind Amazing. Kabir. What did you understand here?
I didn't get anything from the story. I didn't get the story. I don't
Okay,
get-
Me neither.
that's why I wanted to ask. Okay, who got the story? Who wants to say?
Mataji, I didn't get the story.
You didn't get the story either? Who
Yes,
understood the
Mataji.
story? Who understood the story? Anybody? So just there's only one answer. If you look at the whole thing, the whole conversation, Gopal, you are an ass, okay? And then, my lord, I'm not an ass. There is a difference between me and the ass. So he just says, then Gopal measured out the difference between himself and the ass, and then he told the king, I'm 6 foot, but the ass is not. So there's a difference. So I'm not an ass. That's what he said. This is the story. Now you're able to understand?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. It didn't say
Yeah.
it.
So the thing is, he was witty. I mean, in the sense he cleverly answered the king. The king had everything, but this guy, he gave just to his question, he gave an appropriate answer, isn't it? And that surprised, oh, this guy is really intelligent. Like that, the king taught about Gopal. So that's the point that is being derived here. So another point that I want to tell as a lessons learned is that, see, somebody opens their mouth, we can understand what type of person that person is. Say, for example, when he gives answers, we can understand, oh, this girl is good, this boy is good, he's a good devotee, like that. Whenever somebody is opening their mouth and speaking out, through that we are able to understand what that person is, what kind of person that person is. Even in your day-to-day conversations with people, you can find some of them are dull, some of them are foolish, some of them are lazy, and sometimes some of them, when they give their responses, you can understand whether he's a good person or a bad person. Again, we should not judge anybody, but then in order to continue our friendship, we have to discriminate, right? Sometimes we have to go with the right kind of person. So we need to have right kind of friendships. So for that, we need to determine, by talking to him for a few minutes, we will understand, oh, this person is good or not. We can go with him or not. We can play with him or not. Like that, we can make our analysis. Are you able to understand, kids? How you have to decide and discriminate and make friendships with people? By just talking to them for a few minutes, you can understand what type of person they are. And again, in school, you can't find devotee kids, isn't it? In school, it's very difficult to find devotee kids. So what do? At the max, try to find someone who's good. Okay, who's a good person, who's good to talk to, who's intelligent, who we can
Mataji,
learn from.
I have a girl in my school. I have a girl named Salva. She was in my class in 1st grade, but now she isn't. But she's really nice to me.
See, so we find some sort of persons whom we like. At the same time, they are also good in habits, good in qualities, and also, say, for example, promptly follow up on their homework and all those things. So that type of persons we can have. Yeah. Ansh?
I can easily find devotees in my school because my school's name is Bhakti Vedanta Academy.
Where is Bhakti Vedanta Academy, dear?
Alachua, Florida.
Oh, Alachua, Florida. Okay, very nice. I have not been there, but so nice. You're in a devotee school and all of them are devotees, then you're rightly situated.
Not all. One of the people in my class, they're in 1st right? They eat meat.
What did you say? They?
They eat meat.
Even in that school?
No, just one person I know.
Okay. Probably they will leave after some time because they have come to the school. They will leave that off.
Yeah, Mataji. Anj has a good association.
Yeah. Ansh has a good association. That's what I'm seeing.
Mataji,
Wonderful.
there was one girl in my school named Ora, and she used to follow a little bit like Ganesh Chaturdashi, and she also used to wear the red dot that Indian people wear. So she also was kind of like a devotee, but not really.
Okay.
Mataji, on my Chromebook I have a Haribol sticker, and when my Chromebook was closed, and my friend, without even me say that, he said it wrong, but still he Krishna says if you don't know how to pronounce it, it's fine. It's really dear to me still, and he said if you make fun of my name, that's not
See,
the same
don't,
thing
yeah.
as not saying it.
The thing is, intentionally nobody wants to make fun of anybody's name, okay? But the thing is, some people will have pronunciation issues. Some people just like that. It's not intentional, anyways. Nobody wants to teach anybody.
What did his friend say?
I don't know what his friend said, but either
Haribol.
ways, Haribol, okay. But either ways, we should just not be judgmental about them, okay? Try as much as possible not to have any kind of judgments about anybody. Anyways, with this, I will hand this over to Vinita Gandarvika Mataji. She will do something with you. That will also be exciting. So let's look forward to what she's going to do. All right. See you all next week, dear kids. And have a good time with Vinita Gandarvika Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. See
Hare
you
Hare
next
Krishna
week.
Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. I will take the host, Mataji, before you leave. Otherwise, call will end for everyone.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So, Hare Krishna, kids. Are you all enjoying today's class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So it will be more good if we chant today. What is the special today? What special is today?
Ekadashi.
Ekadasi, right? So Ekadasi day, you all are doing very nice Ekadasi. I heard that how you are all, not eating anything or eating only Ekadasi food, no grains. You are all saying no to chocolates and everything, right?
Yeah.
Biscuit, everything, cookie, whatever. We don't eat cookies on this day. Of course, Ekadasi cookies are there that we taught. We also learned in Bhakti Sangha. But still, we don't eat anything that we have at home, right?
Mataji, I almost ate something not Ekadashi because I forgot it was Ekadashi, but then my dad reminded me.
Mataji, when I woke up.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Yeah, that happened to
Okay.
me 2 times.
That never happened to me today.
Okay, fine. Whatever it is. Okay, now we will not talk. We will only chant. Are you all ready? How many of you are ready? Okay, if somebody is having dinner, that's fine. You can hear others standing. Okay, very good. Let's start chanting. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Nobody is chanting, only me chanting. Okay, we'll change. Okay, after another 2 minutes I will chant. Until 7 o'clock I will chant, and then we will have other activity. We'll see what is that. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Ram Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hari Bol. Now it is 7 o'clock. Param, thank you so much for chanting. Good job. So now I will allow kids to share their known moral story. I will give first chance to Param. You can share any moral story that you know.
Okay, Mataji. So first, there was this one there was this one Prabhuji. He used to like do obeisance. He used to get so many obeisances when he used to he used to get so many obeisances by other devotees because he was a pure devotee of the Lord. So he was feeling like there's so many people that are offering obeisances, and he feels like he's the pure devotee. So then he one the day he was waking up for chanting, he didn't wake up. So he realized that he got pride. So from this story we learned that we know Maya's against us, and we can't say Maya can't defeat us. So they're like platforms about bhakti. So we should from this story we learned that we shouldn't be like, if you do 16 rounds, you can't like I do 16 rounds. We shouldn't have pride. If we have the moment we have pride, Krishna goes further. So we don't have to get stuck in pride.
Thank you, Param. That was very, very nice moral story that we should not have a pride. Right, very good. So now, who is that? Okay, Kabir wants to share, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, go ahead.
Vikasura, a powerful demon, could never be satisfied. He wanted power over everyone and would do anything to get it. In order to obtain the blessing of Lord Shiva, he went to snowy Kedarnath high in the Himalaya mountains. After lighting a sacrificial
fire and calling the name of Shiva, he began to offer his own flesh by cutting it from his body. Unable to attract Lord Shiva's attention, he finally prepared to chop off his own head as an offering. And just then Lord Shiva appeared saying, "Please stop, Radhika. I don't require your head. What is it you want?" "I want to be able to touch anyone's head and make it shatter into 100 pieces," the demon replied without hesitation. Lord Shiva shook his head in disbelief at the request, but he had promised to grant whatever the demon wished. Reluctantly, he said, "So be it." But Vikasura was not satisfied just receiving this wish. He wanted to immediately test it out. So he reached out to touch Lord Shiva's head, hoping to kill him and then take his beautiful wife Gauri. Lord Shiva, fearing for his life, used his mystic powers to fly away. But to wherever in the universe he fled, the powerful demon was close behind. Approaching the gods in heaven, Lord Shiva urgently begged them for protection. Alas, they could do nothing. Their answer was silence. In great desperation, Lord Shiva finally approached the planet of Lord Vishnu, the pole star. To greet Lord Shiva, the all-knowing Lord Vishnu assumed the form of a young brahmachari, a student of the spiritual science. He had a radiant, smiling face and wore a belt, beads, and deerskin. Standing before Lord Shiva and completely understanding the whole situation, the brahmachari assured him, "Don't worry, I will deal with this sinful demon." Just then, Vikasura arrived, and the smiling brahmachari immediately approached him, saying, "My dear Vikasura, you appear very tired. Your body is very important, so please give it some rest and tell me your purpose in coming here. Perhaps I can help you in your mission." Charmed by these sweet words, Vikasura explained, "I want to crack Lord Shiva's head with the boon he gave me." In order to fool Vikasura, the brahmachari spoke as follows: "O king of the demons, you should know Lord Shiva has become after his father-in-law Daksha cursed him to become a ghost. Lord Shiva's blessings are simply the words of a madman and are therefore useless. You can prove this to be true by touching your own head, and finding the benediction to be false, you can immediately kill this liar." Bewildered by the convincing words of the boy Vikasura, touched by his own head, which cracked into 100 pieces as if struck by thunder, the demon died immediately. Lord Vishnu, in the form of brahmachari, informed Lord Shiva, "Anyone who acts offensively against a great soul cannot expect to live long. This demon died as a result of his own sins." Thus Lord Shiva was saved from death by the grace of Lord Vishnu. Therefore it is said that anyone who hears this story with faith and devotion will certainly be protected from the hands of their enemies.
Kabir, thank you so much. But this story looks like so many stories mixed together. Right? What you all feel? I thought first it was Bhasmasura story, and then again, who is that? Lord Shiva. Daksha offends Lord Shiva, right? He gets the goat head. You told even that little bit of that, right? Did you told that? And then again you were telling Vritrashura. But then anyway, moral of the story is very good. Moral of the story is that we should not offend a pure devotee. If you offend a pure devotee, we will get into problem. Yeah, very nice. Okay, now Sudevi wants to say. Sudevi, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. One time there were two friends, and they were thinking like to go to the forest, but they knew in the forest a lot of dangerous animals will be there. So they both promised each other, "Now we both will stay together because unity is the strength," and we say like that. So they said we'll be together, so no animal can, so we can guard against it. So they were walking, and as they said, when bear came, and one friend knew how to climb the tree. So when tree is nearby, he climbed the tree. But the other friend didn't know how to climb up the tree. So he was thinking now what I should do. So he used his common sense, and he lay down on the ground, and he just stopped his breath for a minute, and the bear came and sniffed him the bear just walked away. Then the friend who was lying down, he got up, and by the way, bear walked away was because bears don't eat dead people. So he got up, and because the bear sniffed, he thought the friend on the tree thought maybe the bear told something to the friend who was lying down. So he asked the other friend, "Hey, what did the bear tell you?" And actually, he didn't tell anything. But the friend, he said, "Oh, the bear told me never believe." I don't remember that sentence, but the bear said, "Don't believe false friends." Because they promised that okay, we're not separate, but this boy didn't, one friend just climbed up the tree. He didn't even care. He could have like held the other friend and then climbed up or helped him come up, but he just went. So the moral of the story is that never believe in false friends.
Very nice. His opinion, he was saying that indirectly to them, that never believe in the false friends because they are the false friends. False friends. Very, very nice.
Could I say about the story?
Now, Abhigya will say. After Abhigya, you will get.
So Mataji, once there were like two friends, their names, and like they used to go in the same classroom at school. And then one day there was like a big test coming up, and that test will determine if you would be able to go into the next grade or not. And the friends were like, "Oh, we really need to pass." And then they went for this one Rishi to get like some blessings from him so that they get good grades and they can pass. And the Rishi said, that one of them will pass, and then their names were Nainika and Anisha. He said that Nainika will pass, but Anisha will not. And then Nainika was filled with pride. She was like, "Oh, I'll pass. I have nothing to worry about." And then Anisha was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna pass." So she tried working twice as hard and like studying all day long. And Nainika would just like be lazy and do nothing. Then when the test came and they wrote down their answers, Nainika was just like putting in random answers. They didn't know what she was doing. And when the day of the results came, it was Anisha who passed and Nainika who didn't. So the moral of the story is that you should always work hard, and like even if you think you might pass, you should not be filled with pride and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pass." Like you always have to work hard, even if I'm.
Very beautiful. Never be overconfident, right? You should not be overconfident. Yeah, I cannot find that story, Brenda.
So I was going to say that there was this crab and there was another crab, and then so the father was saying that come with me and go outside, but then he didn't listen. So then the baby crab went somewhere else. So then there was this big snake, and it captured the crab, and and then the crab learned its lesson. I don't remember what it was, but maybe it was a snake or it was something else. I don't remember.
Yeah, basically what was that story is, there is a baby crab and father crab or
The
mama crab.
the moral of the story is that listen to your parents what they say.
Don't do against your parents.
I don't know what's the thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
Actually, crab told to the baby crab that not to cross this area, don't go far away.
Yeah.
And then what happened, that baby crab did not hear about it, and it just crossed the boundary and it went away. And then what happened, finally it got caught and it has to leave its body.
How
So
did
then
it got?
Yeah, because it went into the danger zone, right? Other animal might have eaten. I also don't remember exact story. Basically, the story is don't go against your parents. Just follow your parents, whatever they are saying.
Did snake eat the crab?
I don't know what, Vrinda, which animal ate, but some animal ate it. Okay. Okay. Is there anybody who would like to share something? Okay, Sudevi, go ahead.
Mataji, I think the fox ate the crab.
Oh, fox. Okay. This story, I don't. Long back we did it in Damodar.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anyone wanted to share anything? We have 1 more minute to go. Oh, Risha. Okay, go ahead, Risha.
Mataji, this is Krishna's birthday, Mataji.
What is that?
It's Krishna's birthday, like story.
Oh, okay. You wanted to share that?
Yes.
Okay, share.
One day, Krishna and Balaram wanted to play with their friends in the pasture one day. They played and played. They didn't even want to come home and eat, Mataji. They wanted to play. And Krishna, Balaram, their mother Rohini, she called Krishna and Balaram to go and to come home and then eat. When she called, the two boys didn't come. Mother Yashoda Mother Yashoda called them, and Krishna, she called Krishna and Balaram. I think but I think they came for Mother Yashoda's words, Mataji.
Yeah, I think they come for the Rohini Mata's words. They don't, because I think Yashoda Maya, they did not hear Yashoda Maya. I think they hear Rohini Mata's. That's what I was thinking.
Mataji, I think they didn't go. I don't think they went to Rohini Mata. When Rohini Mata called,
when Rohini Mata calls, they won't come. But then when Yashoda Maya comes and calls, they go. That's what I think. You're right. So, Devi, you know the answer? Tell.
Mataji, I think Rohini Mata will call, but they won't come. Then she'll call Yashoda. Yashoda will also call, but then so then Krishna will listen. But then when Krishna was going, then the Gopa said, "Oh, you're not playing with us. We wanted to play for some more time." So then Krishna stayed back. Then Yashoda Mata had to pull Krishna back to home.
Yeah, correct. They don't listen to Rohini Mata because they take light to Rohini Mata. They thought, okay, Rohini Mata will not say anything. Then Yashoda Maya is a strict. So then they know that Yashoda Maya is going to be upset. Then that's why they went. Yeah, I remember this story. It is there in Krishna book. Detailed story is there. Yeah. Very nice. We are on time. So we can close the call here. Thank you, kids, for saying so many nice moral story and chatting with me. And also listening to the class. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय ऑल लिटिल किड्स की जय
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
बाय बाय किड्स हरे कृष्ण